Do you want to learn how to break the cycle of excessive thinking and find peace of mind? In this video, we'll explore the powerful philosophy of Stoicism and how it can help you combat overthinking and live a more balanced life. Lesson 1. Change how you think. Think of your mind as a garden. Worry and fear can grow like weeds if you don't pull them out. Stoicism tells us to take care of this yard, to plant good qualities and then watch them grow. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Remember that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are being watched by you. Even though thoughts come and go, you can pick which ones to think about and which ones to let go. Thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They show up, change shape, and then go away. Their thoughts don't make the sky what it is, and neither do yours. The first step to changing the way you think is to realize this difference. Negative imagery is a powerful Stoic way to change the way you think. This is done by picturing losing things you care about, like your health, your loved ones, or your things. It's not meant to scare you, but to help you value what you have and get ready for what you might lose. In our minds, we suffer more than in real life. You can feel less afraid of losing things and more thankful for what you have by practicing negative thinking. This technique changes the way you think about the things you value, from being afraid to appreciating them. The dichotomy of power is another important Stoic idea. We can change some things but not others. Our thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes are things we can change. Things we can't change are what other people do, the weather, and events that happen outside of our power. You can stop thinking too much if you focus on the things you can control and accept the things you can't. Focus your energy on things you can change instead of thinking about things you can't change. This new way of thinking makes you feel stronger and less stressed. Another Stoic way to change the way you think is to plan for bad things to happen. This means picturing the worst thing that could happen and making a plan for how you would handle it. The point is not to think about bad things all the time, but to get your mind ready for anything that might happen. Having a growth attitude is also part of thinking differently. Do not see problems as dangers. Instead, see them as chances to grow. What counts is not what happens to you, but how you handle it. People with a growth mindset think that intelligence and skills can be improved by working hard and being dedicated. This way of thinking helps you take on challenges, learn from your mistakes, and keep going even when things get hard. It changes the way you think about failures so that you see them as opportunities instead of problems. Stoicism says that you should look at your thoughts and deeds often to get a better understanding of them. He says, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. By showing you how you think and act, reflection can help you change the way you think. It helps you figure out what you need to work on and celebrate your growth. By thinking about what happened during the day, you can learn more about yourself and make better choices. To think differently, you don't have to ignore problems or push your ideas down. It's about shifting your attention, changing your point of view, and building a strong mind. Lesson 2. Keep yourself busy. In order to break the habit of thinking too much, staying busy doesn't just mean doing lots of things. It also means doing things that are important to us and fit with our values and goals. Let's look into this more. Don't argue anymore about what a good man should be like. Be one. Spend your time doing things that are in line with your values instead of getting stuck in endless arguments or fears. Be kind if you value it. If you want to learn, you should do things that help you learn. If you care about your health, make exercise and food a priority. When you take purposeful action, you stop thinking and start doing. You feel in charge and like you've accomplished something. It's not about being busy just to be busy. It's about being busy with important things. Don't describe what you believe. Take it on. To remember that our worldview shouldn't just be something we talk about, but something we live by. Read this. Do what you say you will do every day if you believe in the Stoic values of wisdom, self-control, courage, and justice. One example is that if you want to be wise, read, think, and learn. If you want to be self-controlled, make discipline a part of your daily life. If you want to be brave, you need to face your fears and problems head-on. If you care about justice, treat other people with respect and kindness. Setting up a daily routine can help you stay busy and break the habit of thinking too much that you have. Routines give you order, keep you from making too many decisions, and make you feel stable. Some examples are working out, meditating, writing in a book, reading, and having hobbies. Marcus Aurelius would think about the good traits he wanted to show that day as part of his morning exercise. You can do the same thing by using your routine to remind yourself of your goals and ideals. Creativity and hobbies aren't just fun things to do for fun. They're also important for your mental health and personal growth. They keep you thinking, help you be creative, and make you feel good about what you've done. Find something that makes you happy and pushes you, like drawing, writing, gardening, or playing an instrument. Even though he was rich and important, he found time to write and think about spiritual issues. He knew how important it was to keep his mind active with interesting things. Instead of doing mindless things all the time, do things that will keep your mind active and your brain healthy. Helping other people is one of the most important things you can do in your free time. The bee doesn't like things that are bad for the swarm. We are all connected to a bigger group, and what we do can affect many other people. There are many ways to help others, such as working at a local charity or being there for a friend who needs you. You'll be busy, but it will also give you a sense of purpose and bond. It takes your mind off of your own problems and puts it on the well-being of others. Keeping yourself busy is important, but it's also important to take time to think. Thinking too much is not the same as this. This is a structured, focused look at your actions and thoughts. When the light goes out and my wife stops talking because she knows this is now a habit of mine, I look back over my whole day and remember everything I did and said, not hiding anything from myself and not missing anything. By reflecting on your life, you can learn from your mistakes, make better choices, and live with more purpose. Keeping yourself busy doesn't mean doing something every minute. It means doing things on purpose, living by your values, making routines, following hobbies, helping others, and thinking about your life. It means having a life that fits with your goals and values. Lesson 3. Try something new. Novelty isn't just a way to pass the time or have fun. It's also very important for our mental and emotional development. It keeps our brains active, changes the way we see things, and makes us more flexible. Trying new things can even help our brains stay strong and sharp by boosting neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. We feel better about ourselves when we try new things. We can show ourselves that we're stronger than we thought by learning new things or going through things we've never done before. This boost in confidence can then affect other parts of our lives, making us stronger and less likely to think too much. People who think too much often do best in places they are familiar with and where they can let their minds wander and worry. This pattern is broken by novelty. Our thoughts become focused on the present moment when we try something new. We are learning and adapting. This doesn't leave much room for worrying or dwelling on things. When you try something new, you probably feel a little uncomfortable or unsure. We learn to deal with and handle these feelings better when we face them and get through them. We're less likely to dwell on or avoid uncertain situations when we're more at ease with being uncomfortable. This breaks the circle of thinking too much. You don't have to learn a new language or climb Everest right away. Make little changes at first. Try a new meal, a new way to get to work, or a book from a genre you haven't read before. You can make big changes in your mind by taking small steps. Don't be afraid to change your mind and accept something new, as long as you do it after giving it some thought, and not just because you feel like it. It's important to try new things often. This could happen once a week, once a month, or whenever works best for you. Being consistent with new things makes them habits, which keeps your mind active and interested. First, tell yourself what you'd be. Then, do what you need to do. Act like you're always open to new things if you want to be someone who does. Know that starting something new comes with a risk, and that risk includes the chance of failing. But loss isn't bad. It's a way to get better. Take what you learned, change it, and try again. Learn new things about how to live every day. It's normal to fail sometimes, and that's how you learn. Accept it. Lesson 4. Don't rely on past for future. Understand that things change over time. Time is like a river made up of events and a violent stream. For as soon as something has been seen, it is carried away, and something else comes in its place, and it will be carried away too. Things flow and change. Don't hold on to the past. Live in the present. The past is over, and the future hasn't come yet. The present is the only real time we have. We can let go of the past and focus on the present when we know that everything changes. We don't forget about the past or the lessons it taught us. It means we don't let the past control our present or our future. It helps us learn and grow, so we move on. Don't live in the past. Learn from it. Ask for things to happen the way you want them to, not the other way around. This will help you get along. Think about and learn from the past, but don't stay stuck on it. Doesn't let past mistakes or wins decide what you'll do in the future. Uncertainty about the future can make people think too much and feel anxious. Keep in mind, though, that the future is not something that just happens. We make it happen. We get ready to handle whatever comes our way with courage, knowledge, and strength when we work on developing virtue. You should think about the process, not the result, according to Stoicism. Pay attention to the things you can change, like your thoughts, deeds, and attitude. Don't stress about the result, which you can't change. Like if you're asking for a job, you should focus on writing the best application you can, getting ready for the interview, and looking your best. Don't stress about getting the job. That's not in your power. Focusing on the process will not only help you feel less stressed and think less, but it will also improve your chances of a good result. Remember that not basing your future on the past does not mean you should ignore the past or not care about the future. It's about realizing that things change, learning from the past, and being good in the face of the future. Lesson 5. Pay attention. Being fully present and interested in the present moment, noticing and accepting your feelings, thoughts, and body experiences is what mindfulness is all about. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life." This doesn't mean living in fear or a sense of urgency all the time, but rather valuing each moment for what it is. Start with easy things to do to become more aware. Pay attention to how your food tastes, feels, and smells while you eat. Feel what it's like for your feet to touch the ground as you walk. Don't judge or stop someone while they're talking. Just listen. Don't forget that awareness is a process, not a goal. It's a skill that gets better with use. So give yourself some time. Being aware for just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. You don't have to like or agree with what's happening in order to accept it. It means recognizing that it's taking place. It means accepting the present moment as it is, even if it's not what you planned or wanted. When you accept things as they are, you stop fighting them. Don't waste time and energy wishing things were different. You give your mind and heart more space to deal with what's happening. When you accept something, you can reply with thought instead of acting on impulse. When bad things happen, it helps you stay calm and controlled. It lets you get through anything and make the best of it. You don't have to accept something just once, though. It's something that's always done. Every moment gives you a chance to accept things as they are. So, keep working on it. Say yes to the present moment over and over. When you act with purpose, your activities are in line with your values. It means doing more than just what needs to be done right away. It means making choices on purpose instead of letting habits or urges guide you. Don't forget that every moment is a chance to do something meaningful. Each day is a chance to live your life in line with your ideals. So don't waste time on pointless activities or things that don't matter. Don't waste any time. Also, keep in mind that doing the right thing doesn't mean being perfect. It means always improving yourself by doing your best and learning from your mistakes. This is a trip, not a place to end up. The people we know and love give us a lot of joy, purpose, and connection. But too often, we're not fully there for these people. We're not paying attention, are busy, or are deep in thought. To be present in partnerships, start by listening with all your heart. Give someone your full attention when they talk. Do not talk over them, judge them, or think about what you will say next. Listen. Next, take part fully in things that you do with others. Be there for someone when you're eating with them. Enjoy the food, the company, and the time you spend together. Try not to think about other things. Show appreciation. Tell people something good about them. Thank them for being nice to you, helping you, and being in your life. This makes your relationship stronger and helps you stay in the moment and think about what's important. Don't forget that being present in a relationship isn't just about the other person. It's about you too. It's about making your connection stronger, expanding your horizons, and building a feeling of community and belonging. People who think too much often worry about small things, make big problems out of small ones, and lose sight of what's really important. Stoicism tells us to pay attention to what's important, put the important things ahead of the unimportant ones, and live a meaningful life. Use what you can to the fullest and let the rest happen as it may. The dichotomy of power is at the heart of Stoic thought. We have control over some things, like what we think, what we do, and how we feel. Things like the weather, the market, and what other people do are out of our control. Pay attention to things you can change with your time, energy, and thoughts. Don't waste your time or money on things you can't change. Learn new things about how to live every day. Putting yourself through bad luck helps you figure out what you don't need. It makes you mentally tough and strong. Practicing gratitude makes you value what you have. It leads to happiness and peace. These habits help you pay attention to what's important. If you want to practice bad luck, try living simply for a few days. Don't spend too much, eat simple meals, and wear simple clothes. Make a list of things you're thankful for every day to practice being thankful. These can be big or small, like the love of family and friends or a warm bed. This practice changes your attention from what you don't have to what you do have, from small fears to deep appreciations. Time is the most valuable thing we have. You can only use it once, and you can't get it back. Still, we lose a lot of it on pointless things, worrying all the time, and mindless activities. Set priorities for your time so you can focus on what's important. People are social creatures. We need to connect, be part of a group, and feel loved. But thinking too much can make us feel alone, cut us off from other people, and make us lose sight of what's really important. To keep your mind on what's important, you need to build relationships that count. Write down the names of people who are important to you. This is when you should try to stay in touch with them regularly. This could be a letter, a phone call, or a meal together. Help them, listen to them, and let them into your life. This practice helps you pay attention to what's important, which adds love, joy, and relationship to your life. Remember that focusing on what's important doesn't mean ignoring issues or putting them out of your mind. It's about figuring out what you can and can't control, living your life according to your values, being thankful for bad luck, setting priorities, and building relationships that matter. It's about putting the important ahead of the pressing and the important ahead of the unimportant. Storms destroy his cottage and yard one day, but the wise Stoic doesn't seem to mind. He understands that he can't change this and that worrying won't help. He thinks about what he can control instead. As he continues to help his neighbors, he rebuilds his cottage and plants new flowers in his yard. He follows his beliefs by being good and wise in his daily life. The storm is a metaphor for the hard things that happen in life. Maybe they lost their job, got sick, or had a relationship end. Things like this do happen, and we can't always stop them. We can choose how to react, though. We can choose to pay attention to what's important, live by our beliefs, and follow our philosophy. Focusing on what's important is something you do all your life. It takes work, patience, and kindness toward yourself. But it's a practice that can change your life and help you handle the ups and downs of it with bravery, knowledge, and grace. The happiness in your life rests on the quality of your thoughts. So be careful that you don't have any ideas that aren't in line with virtue and common sense. Breaking the habit of excessive thinking by practicing Stoicism can truly transform your mindset and improve your overall well-being. By focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not, we can find peace and contentment in the present moment. Remember, it's not about suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them and choosing how to react. Embrace this ancient philosophy and start living a more mindful and fulfilling life today.